All right, guys, this is your boy Like One Half Endure. Apologize for the screen real estate because it's the only way I could do it because I did it to a short. Now to Arcade Dark Angel, I'm gonna reply to your long comment that you left. I'm like, it's kind of weird. It's a long comment for a short, but whatever. So I'll reply to it, and I'll try my super best. I'm being honest. That I thank you for the comment, and I'll reply. I'm replying to it. Hopefully, and I read majority of it, but sometimes when I put on the camera and I do this, my condescending comes off on me being because I'm a sarcastic talk. My wife would tell you I'm a sarcastic jerk, but I hope not. I'm gonna take your comment seriously and point out some stuff. Okay. Now we'll go through it. And of course I apologize. You might have to look at it in the vertical form to see its full screen because I know it can't. It'll show weirdly, but I couldn't do it in a short video, and I'm not home, so hopefully I could get it done in this video because this is weird. Now, I was kind of sending in this video, the short, because she was bragging about, and I've done multiple videos about this. She was bragging about, to a Nintendo chagrin, that her Zelda on her 64 was still boot up, and I was being condescending because I'm like, of course it will be. The problem is though, as she and I've pointed this out many times before, like I said, you cannot advocate for your ownership and wanting to own your games and have the game company can't take it away from you if you're pushing digital. That's the major point. I'm going to point that out right now. Second, this is only to me and basically or Katie, the other half of the channel, and maybe some others Nintendo people who in it who does this. But I'm different, and I'm different than anybody else. Yes, sir, I came from a poor country. I came from a poor country, and I worked my way up to where I'm at in America to make money. Not bragging, just saying that. I have not bought every single thing Nintendo makes. There are good games out there that Nintendo make that I still have not bought. I've never touched Animal Crossing. The Donkey Kong Country games. I used to be a Donkey Kong Country fanatic in the past. I've not bought none of those games, and I'm going to get them. I got other games and my backlog is crazy. Also, I own a PlayStation. I own a PlayStation Vita. I own a Dreamcast. I had a PlayStation 2. I have different consoles. All right. And there's a video I want to do too, but a guy was talking about the same thing as me. Like he said, he works understand this when I say it. I am right now at my work. I'm an architect in daytime and music producer when I'm off hours because that's my company. But I'm an architect. I'm sitting in front of a 32-inch screen, OLED screen, typing, texting as you're going to hear in the background when I'm moving stuff around. That's what you hear most of the time when I'm doing this work. The echo is because I'm in my office at my job. I do this for 8 hours, 9 hours, sometimes 10 hours. When I get home, I don't want to do this to play games. I'm good for those who do that. I have a PC home that which, funny enough, thank you. I serve at a church, a new church for my neighbors, and I have to do video rendering and editing for them. And I did a video yesterday that was crazy and had problems. Oh my goodness! But I fixed it and make it sound good and everything. I had echoes and double speak. Two mics were recorded and everything because one of the music director had kicked the computer that I was working on when I was at church, and then I had to rush everything to get it ready to do the service. Long story short. Anyway, I fixed it. Rendering those videos to a 2K video and a 4K video. But the computer I have, thank goodness, it took 10 minutes. Thank the Lord. I remember when things used to took hours upon hours to render when I used to do stuff in the back. And I'm happy I built this computer. Thank you, Jesus. Anyway, stuff like that. Okay? I don't want to I'm not a computer gamer for that reason. I'm not against it. I'm not biased again, not a bias again. Fortunately, I want all consoles. I'm saying all this preamble for this reason. I want all consoles, Xbox, PlayStation. I want all of them to be successful, some part of successful, because the more competition we have, the more people we have in this game industry, the more it'll thrive. But we gamers, And I say we gamers because we want digital, we want convenience, we want all this other stuff. We're just trying to own our own situation, our own gaming community is destroying the gaming industry on a whole. Because I said before, and I'll say it again, be a customer, then a consumer. I don't consume every game Nintendo makes. And two, we speak with a wallet. If we bought all the physical games, Nintendo, well, Nintendo for a minute, but all the other companies will go towards physical games. But because we want digital convenience, they went to that way. And that's when you people say, oh, we don't own nothing. Yeah, it's digital. You don't own nothing. True. Ta-da! Maybe you use the wallet to speak. And that's what I do, sir. I speak with my wallet. I have a game. You could go to find a video on my channel if you want to. I have a closet full of games. PlayStation, PS Vita, Wii U, DS, 3DS, Nintendo Switch 2, Wii U. Like, I have all physical games. Super Nintendo, 64, Game Boy, NES games. I have all those games. Because I never play them. Why? Because I own them. Excuse me. That's my point of this whole video. I'm doing this. I'm being sarcastic to the lady because she double speaks. Even people who I agree with and I like their channel, I did a video on them about Lady Decade and Joel. They show off to say, hey, get physical game. But in the middle, before the game, they promote digital. Hey, go to this channel, get 50% with my code because they were making money. Not knocking them for gaining their money. But you cannot say, I want physical game, but then push digital. The only place I give credit, which you will, and you said it in there, give credit to is only because they got less money, whatever, and I will buy any game in the digitally just to help them out if it's a really good game. Outside of that, if it's a game, whatever, I don't care for that. But anyway, right, that's the whole preamble. Let's go to this video right here. What? I'm not sure what the point is of this short, but either way, it makes no sense. Okay, I'll explain to it. You only buy physical game excluding indies. Correct. Because the full game is on there. Correct. That's not that hard. That's simple. Assuming you're a Nintendo only gamer, not correct. I'm not. I'll play other games. I have PlayStation 5. And you will see what happened this Christmas. I bought some stuff as well to that's non-Nintendo. But anyway, because every other companies already have switched to licensed disc when Nintendo licensed disc. Okay, let's go. Every company has switched to licensed disc. Yes, we know that. I don't want this because, again, I want to have the cartridge. Point taken. When Nintendo hits their limit, which they already hit one of them, rumors suggest they're going to standardized 64 gigabyte cartridges, but what's after that? I do not know. I would hope they go to 120 gigabyte cartridges, and if they don't do that and they give the digital, let me help you there, my friend. Then that's it. At this point in gaming, I don't care no more for really that much. I have enough game to last. I am 40. I got enough game to last. If I live to 100 years old, God bless that, I hope so. If I live to 100 years old, because my grandma was close to that, and my other grandma was close to that and stuff. My great grandma was like 106, and she was still walking on her own power. Anyway, if I get to that point, I got enough games for the rest of my life. So does my sister Katie. She's helped with my catalog. We get enough games for the rest of our lives. We good. We don't care no more. I don't care at this point. I will buy the Nintendo digital games maybe if it ever comes to that point. But other than that, because I like Nintendo games mostly, I'm not gonna deny you on that. This is a Nintendo channel, but if it does that, then I'm not gonna buy the games and I bow out. You guys could take it over and have fun with y'all, super graphical, whatever. I don't care. If it ain't fun to me, I'm not gonna buy it. So again, and point taken, just to point out this as well to you, sir. If there's no fun games, if there's no games on Nintendo that you like, that's good. Don't buy a Nintendo Switch. And I have no problem you not buying games. That's not a problem to me. It's your money. You work hard for it. Okay? When Nintendo reaches the limit, which you already did in rumors with the 64 cartridge again. 64 cartridge. But what after that? It's already cost 15 to 20 more to manufacture single cartridge. Yeah, don't care. Yeah. Versus 20 for 100 gigabyte Blu-ray. Yeah, I know that. Yes, and I wished all the games could be on the Blu-rays. They're not. So again, it's 175 for Final Fantasy, and then what 200 of course for Call of Duty crap, which I did never ever. I don't at this point. I stopped buying Call of Duty after Ghost because I did bought Ghost, and I think it was a story. But Black Ops 2 was I love that. Never ever touching Call of Duty ever again because I think it's gonna go down the shitter. So never bought it, never gonna do it. And I have the original Modern Warfare 1 and 3. I never bought 2 because it didn't get to my Nintendo console at the time, and I like the shooter, and it'll come back up in your note. I am not a graphics whore. Sorry, never really cared. I like it. It looks good. I like art style of graphics day one, no matter what. Give me art style of graphics. Metroid art style. That's why I like it. I, sorry, that's me. I like art style over graphics. Don't care about stuff. So if it's pixelated, even fun. I play pixelated games. I went, where was it again? F1 GPX, I think that's what it's called, whatever. It's a pixelated F1 game. It's not hyperrealistic like the F1 game it is, but at least the physics is just as good as that. And it's not, I like that game. I play the hell out of that game because it's fun. That's nearly half or a third of the price of all Nintendo games. Doesn't bother me. Imagine if that money was, I don't know, for them to get better and longer license agreements without outside third parties. Okay. On top of that, it's not even a space issue; it's reading speed issue. Yeah. Okay, let me see. He might fix that. A Blu-ray can do 40 megabytes per second. Cartridge could do 100 megabytes per second. hmm Older SD can do 155 megabytes per second. NVMe could do a 5,000 bytes per second. Yeah, yeah. So with that known limit space, I mean, you just brought up a disk. The cartridges are faster than the disk, but again, let me see, where was I? Not because, okay, let me see, with that. So, with a known limit of space, not because of physics, but instead because of the cost to produce a single cartridge, a read speed limit, due to hardware. Gamers literally would not be able to have more content, bigger maps, better graphics, etc. Okay. Twilight Princess would say you're full of it, but again, I'm being condescending. I'm sorry. Twilight Princess, good game. I have fun with it. Not Twilight Princess. I keep on saying that. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I keep on saying that. Those are big games, and they run good. And I like the art style. Again, graphics. But again, those are big open world games, and I enjoy it. Donkey Kong runs very well. Got a couple glitches in certain spaces, including the third mid boss. I know about that. I played the game, but it runs pretty damn good. Not really no problem. Hell, I'll even add in Starlink from Ubisoft. Who would have thought? Big open world space game works. No Man's Sky works on a cartridge. Nevertheless. Examples of games I own that I think works pretty good. Just stating, just saying. Let me see what else you had. A cartridge speed, okay. More content, like I said, we can't send them bigger maps. I mean, again, I just call again. I have better graphics. Again, It might not be photorealistic graphics. That's not my care. Art styles, all etc. If you don't switch to downloaded content, whether it be through the internet entirely or just licensing key, this is the best way to get bigger and better games. No, it's not. No, it's not. Silksong is not a bigger. It's what people love that game, and it's not a big game. Again, this is more your preference than us. Just saying, bro. I give you that. It's more preference than us. That game is not as bigger, better games. I mean, Expedition 33 is not a big game. It's graphically engineered. It's graphically intensive. I give it that, but it's literally a QTE game and storytelling. And again, it's funny how that game won Game of the Year and all these things and blah blah blah. For a couple, like for the last 10 years, a lot of gamers like we hate QTEs. Again, gamers are what they are. I leave it as what it is. That is weird to me. But whatever. We could get bigger, better games. What do you think? Donkey Kong was a good game. I enjoyed it. Metro right now that I'm playing, I'm loving it. But I'm biased. I am a Metroid fan, and so I'm not gonna say that. The biggest franchise, my number one franchise in gaming ever is Metroid. I got every game. So yeah, they can make bigger. They can make a game however big they want, however much content they want. Yeah, that's it. How that's been working for the industry when they and Nintendo's done this too. Block off content. So they can make what they want, but they still don't do it. They will still use digital stuff. That's what I don't like. The argument doesn't help me. I'd rather you just give me a good game. I don't need to blow the crap if it's going to help me. Donkey Kong Bonanza's DLC, not needed. I don't need to buy it. I have never bought it, so I don't care for it. Just saying again, just saying stuff. And all the other games out there that maybe you play that you like I'm not. I don't care for that stuff. But again, just saying that. You want with graphics at whatever level they want. It's cheaper. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not cheaper. No, it's not. If that's the case, then Grand Theft Auto will never spend $1 billion to make their Grand Theft Auto 6. But I digress. This is not cheaper. You talking about the physical media? It's cheaper. To make the game, no, game has gone up exponentially, and they're gonna get up more exponentially because now we got this hardware problem with some of these computers that they're gonna be doing. It's gonna get more expensive. Two, let's point out the faults with the perfect recovery system. Okay, rather than having a worry if your Blu-ray cartridge is to scratch or damage to play, or that the disc reader or the cartridge pins is damaged. If you download a game crashes or breaks at some point, it's unplayable. All you have to do is uninstall and reinstall the game. Okay. How about if your internet's down? How about if you're in a place you don't internet like trip? The internet's like see. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it to just America, but anyway, no. I'd rather have the physical when I don't need internet, I don't need power, I don't need none of that stuff. I can just plug in and play. Always that plug in and play always work better than just waiting for stuff like that. I'm gonna do a video about a guy who I'm gonna do a video about this. It's not it's game related in a way. I'm gonna tangibly bring it that way. I've done videos like this in the past, but you're gonna see where people talk about, oh, the future is this. The future is gonna be more shittier in certain cases. It's gonna be better, but it's gonna be shittier. Because we took practicality and changed and again chuck it out the window for convenience. Something that worked, something that was simple. God, convenience. And it's worse. Just saying. the pins and all stuff. Okay, let me help you out there too. I have games for my Nintendo. I have games for my Game Boy. My stuff's still working to this day. Why? Because I take care of them. Now, if you don't take care of your game, that does suck. I take care of my games, my friend. I put them in cartridges. I put them in the sleeves. I put them in stuff. Again, if the day comes and they don't work, it is what it is. I move on. I don't have that whatever forgetness, whatever. But from I can tell you right now, unless a tornado comes to my house, God forbid, or fire, God forbid again, I am good. Here's the problem with your problem. If they basically stop running the services, Nintendo, Microsoft, PlayStation, make no difference, all companies are doing it, how are you going to re-download that game? Majority of the games, you don't get the full game code. Like I said, that's why I found out. I went and asked people who got Steam. I went into Steam and asked them. You don't get the full code for most of these games. There's a key in there still. So when you hit the internet, so you can access, you can run. Because you need the launchers. So you don't own your games with Steam either. So at least with Donkey Kong, I'll give you an example. Donkey Kong I have, I bought it. It's mine. I could plug it. I could play it. I could pass it to my sister. I could do anything I want with it. I ain't got to download nothing. I ain't do nothing. I could have the game and have fun. Well, when they shut down the servers, one or two, run the licenses of the game. I give you a good example. Elite Beat Agents. If you bought it digitally, all right, you bought it digitally, and you is that messed up as you say, maybe got code got messed up, whatever, and it's gone. How you gonna re-download it? The license is not there no more. Games off servers also. It's been I forgot what you call it, blacklisted or whatever. I know somebody gonna remind me in the video what it is, but basically the game is off the market because you're not gonna get a license for those songs again. You know what I got? Elite Beat Agents Foot on a cartridge. I could play that whenever I want. Because what? You don't care about your licenses because the cartridge, I got it. I own it. So that's against your situation that you just did. Because you're going to lose the game. When they've been blacklisted and been off and you can't, they taken off and you can't buy these games anymore, what you going to do? You can't buy. If you bought them physically, you got them until this is destroyed. Everything has an end. Everything has an end. But me buying them physically lasts way longer because I take care of my stuff than me getting it digitally, and then they could just play the game and I'm playing the game and then they take it off the servers or they blacklist it or they. And again, I know it's not the name. I forgot what they call it when you take the game off the list and you can't download it or whatever. But yeah, once that happened, you can't do anything about it. You bought it. They got your money anyway. Now, I won't hide the files due to this issue. Once the developers literally remove it from the internet, there you go. Internet or strip it license away, there is no longer a collection of rare games edition you could put on your shelf. I like my shelf, and I'm a collector. That's not the point. I really do that though, but whatever. I got you, and that's the thing. Now, it's just base. Deluxe and Ultimate editions. Collector's editions will slowly fall into obscurity. You're correct, as there would be no point of releasing a physical copy. You're correct. I agree with you on that. Publishers now mostly turn to quantity over quality. Again, you kind of helping my argument here, my friend. I'm just saying, if you watch my channel, I've said that too, but whatever. Pump out as many low-tier games, correct, as they can because it's faster. The faster quantity. Because it's faster, cheaper, and less risky than publishing single games. And it took years to make them pretty funny off of it, excluding investments. Yeah, and you know who started that? Who helped make that kind of weird thing? Do that, gamers, because they bought these low tier, stupid game, broken games, pre-ordered games, play the games, pay $100 more, double the game cost to play the game 5 days early. Bull crap. It's gamers. If they didn't have that, they would never do it. That's gamers. And also, again, Silksong, Nintendo, as I did in another video with Ed Demian about, well, Nintendo doesn't, yeah, they don't push the game. You don't need 100 million, 200 million, $400 million to make a good game. You don't. Those that do it make the money back, good for them. Spider-Man and all that stuff, but they're far and few between. Okay? They're far and few between. Just for it to possibly flop because they released it at a bad time of the year or gamers don't want to enjoy it. I mean, because the game was shitty, but whatever. Game sharing is going to be harder, especially for Nintendo. Huh? How? What? How would it be? What it would be harder? Xbox and PlayStation have home console option, which helps work around the game sharing issue. Wait, what? Nintendo, you be game sharing on Nintendo is easier than Xbox and PlayStation. Hey sis, but Katie could be like, hey Liger, can I borrow your Metroid? Here. Simple. Even a key card, which is crazy that a lot of people don't like it. Hey sis, hey Katie, can I borrow Street Fighter 6? No problem, bro. Here. And I play my console and I play. Son of a gun. So simple. Why is that don't make sense that you say it would be harder for a Nintendo compared to Xbox or PlayStation? I have a PlayStation. Now, I bought physical games only, so the games are installed for the disc. So my friend who has a PlayStation, I could give him a disc here, and he give it back to me. We have that. You have that share. And Nintendo have the virtual card and all the other stuff we could do as well too. Just like Sony Xbox. So I don't know why Nintendo is harder than the other consoles, but I digress. Which they don't help around the workouts. You want bigger cartridges? Yeah. Then you ready to pay for more expensive games? Correct. If they give me Metroid 4 that just came out, and they told me it was $90. If we get the physical cartridge and all the games on there, except for the the little small patches later, but all the games are on there, and it's $90. Yes, sir, I will pay for it because I own it, and I have none of the issues we just talked about up there. Yes. Other than a digital game, and I don't own it, and then when the service shut down, like you just stated, you pointed it out in your own thing, and then it take the and I lose it, I can't play the game anymore. Or I need the internet so you can do a system check. I need to do that. I never checked to see if Nintendo does that more. And the Switch One, they did that, and I hated that. That's the thing against Nintendo. I wanted to Switch too. Do I need it to? I need to play a digital game and see if I do need a system, need an internet check so the game can play. I gotta check that out. So I'll do that. But I don't like that's in Nintendo Switch One. Yes, I hated it, didn't like it, don't want it. That's why I want physical. Okay? And yes, I will pay for it. Why? Because again, I own this shit. Compared to me just owning a license where they could just take the license away from me. And if the game is going to be licensed just by itself and whatever, like digital game by itself, and if it's not an indie game, I'm not buying it. I've turned down a lot of games that I was interested in, and it was only digital only. And I'm like, well, no. If it's an indie company, I give them that kind. I know they're working hard or whatever than that. Like, I just bought Marvel Invasion, Emu, and Treasure. Those guys have done a great job with, of course, with Street of Rage and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I respect them. I'm gonna buy their game digitally because I know they're gonna do a physical, which of course all their games so far, like I just listed, and Marvel Invasion is gonna have a physical coming March of next year. So I double dip. I give them the money digitally so I can play it, But I'm gonna do it physically. The same thing with Silksong. I'll do the exact same thing because Hollow Knight is the same way. I will buy digital. Is that? Okay, I will buy digital. Okay, so I was correct. Okay, for me, I did that. But, bro, I'm telling you, like I said. So, to answer your question, yes, I would. You don't want to do that? Shoot it. Should know. You don't want to do that? That's all right for you. I myself will respect you that you don't want to do that situation. Me, no. I want to own my stuff. That's just me. Because again, what our game was talking about, oh, we don't own our games. That's all you hear them say now on the internet. And that's why I did that video. Because she specifically talked about owning games, but she buy digital games. And you're surprised. And I like how she's like, they broke you down piece by piece. No, they did not. You choose to get broken down piece by piece. I didn't. I know it was crap from 2012, and I stand by my stuff from since 2012. Now I have given in a little bit because basically people are like, oh, Nintendo's so wrong for keycard, and Xbox and PlayStation doesn't. Their games are literally keycards too. Games are on the data's on the disc, but you still gotta install them. At least with the cartridge for Nintendo, and I showed videos of this. I don't have to install those. I don't have to install. I could just play it and run. Now the installation is the best next step compared to a key card, and I would do that if that's the future to do that. That they put it on the game, I gotta install it and whatever, and run it off the hard drive. Inside will be faster internally than, of course, like you said, off the disk if they do that. But that's all it is. So, thank you for the comment, sir. Thank you for letting me. I could make this video. Okay. I'm not gonna be hatred for you because I don't have no hatred for you. You made a comment, you asked questions, I answer them. I just want good games. I don't care for the graphics. I'm an art style person. I'm a Nintendo person, but I have PlayStation games. I just bought me a PlayStation game, just 2 days ago, PlayStation 5 game. I will buy PlayStation games as well too. If I get to PC, maybe later on I'll buy PC games. I used to buy PC games in the past, but I just don't. I have a Steam, and even that, I have a Steam library. I'm like, and I stopped playing it because of work. So I have no ill will towards you and stuff like that. Again, I didn't want to sound off condescending. That's why I said it at the beginning. Thank you for leaving your comment. If you made it this far, because sometimes I know some people don't get this far. Thank you for leaving your comment, and I hope I reply to you in a respectable fashion. That's the best way I'll put it. Oh crap! Thought I moved it to the right house corner. Anyway, yeah. So again, thank you for your time, and you listened to the short. I think you would agree mostly with me in most stuff, but if not, then hey, we see things differently, and that's what it is, and that's why I did a video. The video was mostly condescending to the lady because of what stupid stuff she was saying, the double talk she was speaking. That's what it was. All right. With that, sir, and like I said, at the end of my videos, I always say this: enjoy your games, because there's no perfect games out there. What's perfect to you is not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. Enjoy your games as well. And on all consoles, including PC and mobile devices. Peace out.